In the movie Shall We Dance, Mr. Clark, played by Richard Gere, is the man who has everything. This poses a problem to Mrs. Clark. What do you buy the man who has everything for his birthday? Unbeknown to Mrs. Clark, Mr. Clark has a new hobby. He is loving ballroom dancing. One day, as she sits in front of a private investigator, she sees photographs of her husband doing ballroom dancing. She asks an interesting question. Why would a man who has everything take up ballroom dancing? Mrs. Clark is making an assumption. Successful, high-performing people don't need anything. Or do they? Welcome to Cafe Life Experiences. Experiences from the wonderful world of coaching and facilitation. A few weeks ago, I worked with a Mr. Clark team. This team has everything. For the past couple of years, they have not only met their targets, they've exceeded them, year in and year out. This team belongs to an incredibly powerful brand, and each manager runs a well-oiled machine and is highly competent in what they do. A couple of weeks before this, their leader had met with me, and his concern went something like this. Is it possible that success, year in and year out, could actually be hurting our effectiveness as a team? How strange, but there is a danger in the realm of winning. For one, familiarity with winning can actually lead to unfamiliarity with each other. Team members can actually become alienated, expected, entitled of certain transactional performance, and in doing so, they can actually become disengaged from each other. There is no crisis to drive them towards each other. Imagine a team looking at each other and saying, hey, we need a big crisis so that we can come together. This point came home to me again just a couple of nights ago when we were with some friends having some supper. And they shared a story about friends of theirs and how they had been blindsided by this couple now becoming separated. The words that our friend expressed was, these guys seem to have it all together. Made me think, in success, in everything going well, we can actually become alienated. Our team activation with this Mr. Clark team focused on having meaningful conversations, the type of conversations they don't have within the rush and hurry of the transactional work environment. As we slowly got deeper and deeper and people became a little bit more free and easy, a beautiful moment happened just after lunch. One of the team members looked at the other and with much conviction in her voice said, I am so sorry. I assumed you were okay. Suddenly the room was full of vulnerability, with much understanding being birthed. We had our genesis, and the team had broken through the handicap of winning. Assumptions, assumptions, assumptions. How they hurt us and how they limit our possibility. Malcolm Gladwell, in his best-selling book, Talking to Strangers, makes this comment. He says we should accept our limitations when it comes to deciphering strangers. I love those words, and then I almost want to change them a little bit. We also need to accept our limitations when it comes to deciphering our colleagues. And this becomes even more pronounced when the team is winning, because in winning, we might not notice what's going on beneath the surface in our colleagues. So here is a simple call to action. Regularly embark on conversations with your colleagues which go something like this. I'm wanting to meet with you just to check how we are doing. How is us working? Make it your goal to do this, especially when the world seems like it's a good place. Sit down with them and ask the question. If they don't want to answer the question, or if they do not want to get engaged in the conversation, you probably have your answer. Remember, it's simple. Take them to a cup of coffee. I just have to know, how are we doing? I care about us. What happens when we begin to lessen the grip of assumption, where people can feel cared for, even in the high-performing team?